Hey besties, grab your popcorn because we need to talk about our HOBH reunion that had everyone shook. Kyle Richards did something she's never done in 13 years. She walked off the set twice. And girl, what the cast said about Mauricio's women? It was brutal. This wasn't just your average reunion drama. This was next level, jaw-dropping, social media exploding chaos. So let's break it all down because trust me, you are not ready for the tea that's spilled. Imagine this. The lights are bright, the cameras are rolling, and bam! Chaos erupts. Our HOBH union taping took a turn that no one saw coming. The tension was already sky high, but when the topic of Mauricio's alleged other women came up, it was like a bomb went off. Kyle was hit with accusations so intense, she had to remove herself twice. Twice, bestie! We're talking about some seriously messy tea regarding Mauricio and his alleged secret love life. And Kyle, she was not ready for this level of exposure. You could see the shock on her face, the way her entire demeanor changed, and the way her emotions took over in real time. It all started when the cast began discussing Mauricio's public outings. We all know there have been whispers, but at the reunion, it was out in the open. They brought up multiple women, showed receipts, and even laid out a full timeline of his alleged romances. And Kyle? She looked like she was fighting back tears with every word. It was devastating to watch, and you could literally see her shutting down in real time. Some of the cast were not holding back. Someone said Kyle was crying half the time, and another insider reported that the cast members were not kind about it at all. They kept listing off every single woman Mauricio had been linked to, and you could tell Kyle had just reached her limit. At that moment, Kyle did something totally unexpected. She took off her mic and stormed out of the reunion set. Everyone was stunned. It was so out of character for her, and you could see that even Andy Cohen didn't know what to say or do. This was a woman who has sat through some of the most brutal reunions in our HOBH, but this was too much for her to handle. And honestly, bestie, who could blame her? When your entire marriage is being dissected in front of millions, with people suggesting your husband has been running around behind your back, how do you even respond? But let's be real. Kyle leaving wasn't the end of it, because as soon as she walked off, the cast kept going. And this is where things got really messy. Some of them suggested that Kyle had known about Mauricio's alleged other life for years and had just been turning a blind eye. Others started questioning if she was staying in the marriage just for the sake of the show, which is honestly a wild thing to accuse someone of on national television. And then there was one housewife, who shall remain nameless for now, but trust me, we'll get into it, who straight up said, "Kyle, you've been turning a blind eye for years." The room went silent, bestie. It was the kind of moment where you just know that everyone in the audience is going to be screaming at their TVs when the episode airs. Kyle eventually returned to the set, looking like she had barely managed to collect herself, but girl, the drama was far from over. Because what happened next? It was even worse than before, and it led to Kyle's second dramatic exit. So let's talk about what triggered that second exit. Because besties, this is where things hit their absolute peak. Garcelle, who has never been afraid to speak her mind, straight up called Kyle out, asking why she was pretending to be so shocked when Mauricio's outings have been making headlines for months. And that was Kyle's breaking point. You could see it in her eyes. She was done. She couldn't take another second of this interrogation. She got up again, ripped off her mic, and stormed out for the second time. And this time, it wasn't just an emotional reaction. It was anger, frustration, humiliation. Andy Cohen was literally speechless. Even production had to step in, because at this point, things were spiraling out of control. The cameras kept rolling, though, and during that tense 10-minute break, the cast was still whispering and reacting. Some looked shocked, others, not so much. A few even exchanged glances like they had been expecting this to happen. And that just makes you wonder, was this planned? Were the cast members deliberately pushing Kyle to the edge? Or was this just the natural outcome of all the built-up tension this season? After a while, Kyle finally came back, but you could tell she was emotionally exhausted. She sat down, barely speaking, and the energy in the room had completely changed. It was almost as if everyone realized that things had gone too far. That's the thing about reunions, bestie. They always push people past their limits. But this was next level. Now, let's talk about what happened after the reunion. Because if you thought the drama ended there, you are so wrong. Andy Cohen went on his radio show right after filming and spilled some serious behind-the-scenes tea. He described the reunion as very good and even revealed that it will be a 3-part event. 3 parts, bestie? That means there was so much drama, so much tension, that they literally couldn't fit it all into one episode. Andy also mentioned that they filmed until 9 at night, which tells us that this was a long, grueling, emotionally charged event for everyone involved. But the part that really stood out, Andy called it a satisfying reunion. And when Andy Cohen calls a reunion satisfying, you just know that means it's going to be absolute television gold. So where do things stand now? Well, social media is absolutely losing its mind. Jennifer Tilly, who is always on top of the RHUBH drama, posted a selfie with Sutton and captioned it, "We support our girl." And that sent fans into a frenzy. Because what does that mean for Kyle? Is she officially on the outs with her castmates? Will this reunion completely change the dynamics of the group? And perhaps the biggest question of all, what does this mean for Kyle and Mauricio's marriage? Because let's be honest, bestie, after this reunion, it's looking more and more like the beginning of the end for them. At the same time, Kyle has been suspiciously quiet on social media. Normally, she's pretty vocal after a reunion taping, either clapping back at haters or posting cryptic messages. But this time, silence. And Mauricio? Oh, he's been spotted out and about, looking completely unbothered, which just makes everything even messier. Like, sir, your wife just had an emotional breakdown on national television, and you're out here acting like everything is fine? The audacity. So let's chat in the comments. Whose side are you on? Are you Team Kyle or Team Cast? What do you think really pushed her over the edge? I need to know all your thoughts because this reunion has me shook. And of course, make sure to subscribe for all the latest tea and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update. Love you, besties. Until next time, stay fabulous.